In this video, I'm going to be building the best possible auctionable team right now in NBA 2K23 Myteam. What that means is none of these cards are going to be the free cards, the reward cards. It's going to be cards you can directly buy off the market. So at the starting point guard position, we're going to go for the pink diamond Penny Hardaway. Now, I do think Penny Hardaway still is the best point guard in the game, even if we do count the reward cards and the free cards as well. But Penny Hardaway here on 2KDB, he's a point guard shooting guard, 6'7" with a 6'10" wingspan. I mean, stats wise, the card's going to be super complete, but the fact that he's 6'7", obviously going to be a massive advantage. And he does have Hall of Fame clamp breaker, quick first step, killer combos, hyperdrive, dimer, ankle breaker, some really good Hall of Fame playmaking badges. And he's going to be super fast with the ball, especially for a tall point guard, having a 93 ball handle, 93 speed with ball. I mean, doesn't really make a difference. I think Penny Hardaway still be the best point guard in the game on the best actual team. But looking at Kobe Bryant here, he is going to be our starting shooting guard. Now, this is where the team does look a little bit different, because if we were counting reward cards, we'd probably go with a guy like Dr. J. I think Dr. J is the best shooting guard in the game, but the best auctionable shooting guard, in my opinion, is going to be Kobe Bryant. Looking at Kobe here on 2KDB, he's going to be a shooting guard, small forward, 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan. If we could talk about a card that can do it all in the court, that is going to be Kobe Bryant. I mean, if you take a look at his stats, and every key category, he's going to have at least a 90 stat, right? 90 ball handle, 90 speed with ball, 90 steal, 95 lateral quickness, 95 perimeter. He's also got a 95 driving dunk, 97 vertical, 92 three ball, 95 speed, 95 excel. Like, this card, super well rounded. And he's also got Hall of Fame clutch shooter, deadeye, limitless range, which is super nice to have this year. I will say, I wish he maybe had Hall of Fame clam breaker or quick first step. Definitely would help the card a little bit on the offensive end, but other than that, I mean, the card animation wise has a really good jump shot, one of the best jumpers in the game being on quick timing, and his movement's actually going to be really good. So he can be a primary ball handler, or at least one of our ball handlers on the starting lineup. So Kobe is going to be our starting shooting guard. Now, for our starting small forward on the best team in the game, you'd probably go with a guy like Tim Thomas. If we're counting a Larry Bird, maybe throw a Larry Bird in there. But if we're going for an auctionable team, I think it's going to be between two guys, and that's going to be number one, Paul George. Now, we'll talk about the second small forward later in the video. I'm sure some of you guys can probably guess who that second small forward is, but Paul George, in my opinion, I think is a little bit better and going to be the best auctionable small forward in the game. There's obviously guys like Giannis, but we probably want to save Giannis for the power forward position, because power forward, especially for auctionable cards, is probably one of the weaker positions. So Paul George here at small forward is going to be 6'9" with a 6'11" wingspan. This card's going to be super nice on the defensive end, 94 steal, 94 lateral quickness, with also having a 94 perimeter. He's also going to be good on the interior, having an 80 block, 84 interior defense. And then offensively, I mean, he's going to be able to pretty much do it all in the court. He's got a really nice player model, and the thing about Paul George is he can shoot from anywhere on the court, having Hall of Fame limitless range, deadeye, catch and shoot. I think pairing Kobe and Paul George is going to be really, really nice to have, because both these guys can literally pull from anywhere. And then talking about our power forward, I think you guys could all guess that. At the starting power forward, I'm going to go with the pink diamond Giannis. I think he's the best power forward in the game, but some people do like AD, some people do like not Tim Thomas, some people do like AD over Giannis, and some people do like Tim Duncan as well. But for the best auctionable team, having to have these cards only being bought on the auction house, I think Giannis is going to be our power forward. You guys might be wondering, why isn't Tim Thomas on this team? Yes, you can buy the cards on the auction house and then lock in for Tim Thomas, but you can't directly buy him off the auction house, so I didn't want to include him on this team. But talking about Giannis, I mean, in my opinion, like I said, I do think he's the best power forward. He's 6'11" with a 7'4" wingspan. I mean, this card, he's going to be one of the best defenders in the game, mainly due to his stats, obviously, but his animations. Like, if you guys have been playing my team for the past couple of years, or since Giannis was kind of introduced to my team, he always gets the craziest defensive animations and even some crazy offensive animations as well, where he'll just like run out of nowhere, block somebody from like the free throw line. Like, he'll just get some crazy block animations. He's one of the best help defenders in the game, and obviously going to be a great on-ball defender as well. Now, you guys may be saying the only flaw about this card, 75 three ball with no shooting badges, but this card can actually get, catch and shoot, green machine, blinders, guard up, like a claymore. Like, you can actually give this card comeback kid. Like, you can give this card some actually pretty good shooting badges, and his jump shot this year is actually super easy to green, and he's also got the best dribble style and MJ dribble style, and he's also got the normal leaner as well. So this card's movement really isn't that bad for your power forward. So if you need Giannis to get yourself a last second bucket, I mean, he can definitely take people off the dribble dribble and score with that MJ dribble style. So for me, Giannis going to be the starting power forward. And then for the starting center to round off the best auctionable starting lineup in the game, it's going to be Kristaps Porzingis. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, well, he might not be the best center in the game, and I would agree. I don't think he's the best center in the game, but I do think he's better than a guy like Kareem, who will probably be our backup big, because if you pair him with a guy like Giannis, the thing that Giannis does really well is his athleticism is really good. He's super fast. He's a great defender, where that's where Kristaps really isn't the best. Kristaps isn't that athletic. He's not that good of a defender. So that's where they're going to pair well with each other. They're going to complement each other really, really well. I've said this in other videos, so I'm not going to go too into detail, but I do think a pairing of Kristaps and Giannis is better than the pairing of Giannis and Kareem. So for that reason, I'm gonna start Kristaps. But if you want to go with the best center in the game and not really care about pairing cards up, then I'd probably go with Kareem. But I think it really does matter, you know, the personnel and who you run with who. So I think Giannis and Kristaps going to be the best front court in the game, at least for auctionable cards. Looking at Kristaps here, he's a center 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan. He's going to be probably the best popper in the game, 93 ball, 90 mid-range, having Hall of Fame corner specialist, catch and shoot, deadeye, and another Hall of Fame limitless range on this team. Like, that's really nice to have. The fact that we can have 3 cards on this lineup that can all shoot from pretty much half court is definitely going to be really nice to have. So that's going to be my best auctionable starting lineup in the game. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. Maybe let me know some things you guys would change. And then talking about the bench at the backup point guard spot, I think it's really between 2 different guys for me. I'm not going to go with Magic. I know a lot of people probably would, but for me, it's between Lonzo Ball and LaMelo. For me, I do think Lonzo is a little bit better at the point guard spot, at least for the meta of the game this year. I think he just fits the game a little bit more than a guy like LaMelo, but LaMelo might be better. I'm not exactly sure. I think Lonzo and LaMelo are going to be very different cards, but very close in skill level. So I think that one can go either way. For this team, though, I'm going to go Lonzo Ball. He's a point guard shooting guard, 6'6", with a 6'7" wingspan. I mean, this card, he's going to give you some amazing defense, 92 steal, 93 lateral quickness, with also having a 93 perimeter. He's going to play some amazing defense. He's definitely going to be our lockdown off the bench, having Hall of Fame challenger, glove, menace, and just, I mean, I will say though, claim breaker on bronze, quick first step on bronze, definitely going to be the 2 biggest flaws with this card. Jump shot wise, I think it's actually a pretty solid jump shot, and movement, really not going to be the best, but not going to be bad as well. So for me, Lonzo Ball going to be the backup point guard. Now for the backup shooting guard position, we are going to get the next best auctionable shooting guard, and that is obviously going to be Ricky Davis. I mean, I think this is pretty obvious unless you want to go with a guy like T-Mac, which I definitely think could be an option, but I think most people would agree Kobe and Ricky Davis going to be the 2 best auctionable shooting guards. And then talking about the backup small forward, like I said earlier in the video, you guys probably could guess who that was going to be, and it's going to be LeBron James. I mean, there's guys like Scottie Pippen who you could say are maybe better, and then obviously Tim Thomas. Like I said, Tim Thomas would definitely play on this team if you wanted to count him as an auctionable card. But for me, LeBron James, I mean, I think you could say he's better than Paul George. Also, let me know in the comment section down below, between Paul George and LeBron, who would you guys prefer at the small forward spot? I think it's really, really close. I lean a bit towards Paul George, but I'm starting to think maybe LeBron might be better. I think it's really close. It's too hard to tell, honestly. LeBron's also 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan. I mean, this card's going to be super well-rounded, and just like Giannis, we all know LeBron gets some of the craziest animations in my team. He's basically unstoppable going to the basket, 95 driving dunk, 92 vertical, super fast for your small forward, 94 speed, 94 acceleration. He's got Hall of Fame bully, fearless finisher, posterizer, so he's going to be dunking on everybody. And then defensively, he's going to be a great lockdown defender. He's not going to be our lock off the bench. That's definitely going to be a guy like Lonzo, but LeBron probably could be our lock and definitely going to be our second best defender, and I think he's going to pair really, really well with a guy like Ricky Davis. And then for a backup 4, we're going to get actually an underrated, I feel like no one really uses this card or talks about him, but Dwight Howard is an absolute beast. I know a lot of people know he's really good, but I feel like this card really isn't ran too much because people run AD, right? And that people's power forwards are AD and Giannis, or AD and Tim Duncan, or Tim Duncan and Giannis. I feel like not that many people are running Dwight Howard anymore, and I think he's still an amazing power forward, especially for being an auctionable card. He's 6'11" with a 7'4" wingspan. I mean, the card's going to give you some elite defense, 95 interior defense, 95 block, 82 steal, 84 perimeter, with also having an 85 lateral quickness. He's going to be super fast for your power forward, 88 speed, 88 acceleration. He's super athletic, 95 vertical, 95 strength. He's got one of the best player models in the game. What the hell did I just click on? He's 265 pounds, right? One of the best player models in the game, super elite at finishing around the rim, can catch lobs, dunk on everybody. I mean, he's just going to be honestly the perfect power forward off the bench. And then to round off the squad, guys, we're going to go for the pink diamond cream. Like I said, you can maybe start him over Kristaps, but I think him next to Giannis definitely would be nice because you're going to be able to grab a lot of rebounds. You're going to be able to dominate the paint on the inside, but I think you might lack a little bit of three-point shooting, where if you pair a guy like Kareem with a guy like Dwight, I think it's going to be a little bit better because Dwight's got a 91 three ball and some shooting badges and actually a pretty decent jump shot, so Dwight can knock it down from three, where a guy like Giannis can definitely green wide open, and if you get used to his release, you can green consistently with that card, but not going to be as consistent as a guy like Dwight. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about my best auctionable squad, and let me know what you guys would maybe change and maybe some upgrades you guys would give. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.